truly, truly thrilled. What I'm desiring to impart today is how important and valuable it is for you to have a stellar self-concept, right? Some people minimize self-concept, but your self-concept is the beliefs you have about yourself, the way your world treats you, and the way you show up in your world. Your self-concept, what you believe to be true about yourself and your world, right? If you believe nothing's working for you, you will only ever experience that nothing is working for you. If you know it to be true, then everything's working for you. Anything that can and will support that will show up for you, show out for you, and reinforce that belief. This is just a game of prove me right, right? So whatever it is that you are believing to be true about yourself, you're going to witness reflected back to you. Now, you could very easily decide that nothing's working for you. And maybe you did when you were younger, right? You decided you never get what you want. Nothing ever goes your way. And then that affects the way you show up in the world, that affects the way you communicate with people, that affects the conversations you have, that affects the way you apply to jobs, that affects the way that you enter relationships. It affects everything about you. So having a really, really solid foundation and not letting bull pop up is key. If you desire to experience something better, you get to do that. You are not stuck where you're standing. You do not owe any loyalty to a past story. You do not owe any loyalty to a past story. If you do not like it, throw it in the trash. Hi, Aravia, welcome. This is my first solo YouTube live. I'm very excited. Oh, hi, Lauren. Oh, look at the TikTok baddies hopping in. Everything is a consequence of the consciousness that you've been being. Consequence with sequence. It's sequential. So it's you at the very start point, and then everything you see is the sequence that has been put into play by what you've invoked, what you've believed to be true, what you've expected to see. You are never experiencing anything other than your own consciousness. If you are witnessing the conscious of this is not working for me, then you are literally looking through the glasses, shit-colored glasses, right? If you are, everything works for me, it's rose-colored glasses. Not just because my name is Rose, but that's like, legit a thing. Choose what works for you. Choose that it's always working for you. You're the only one that can say it didn't work. Some people forget. Some people massively forget. It is what you decree it to be. This will automatically upload, so yes, you can watch the replay. Amazing. Have the best meeting ever. The most wonderful things are happening, and yeah, you're getting massively paid. You're getting massively whatever resolved. Love it. Thank you guys for liking and tapping and all that jazz. And also thank you guys for liking, commenting, subscribing to the regular videos as well. I've been uploading the TT replays here, but I chose today, I'm like, I'm gonna go onto YouTube and go live. So select your story. It is only ever what you think it is. If you think this is working, then that's what you witness. If you think I can't get what I want, then that's what you witness. But it's such literally the universe, the generated reality is a people pleaser, specifically a you pleaser. So whatever story you tell, you're gonna receive. As you speak, it is done. It's already been created, and your speaking, your consciousness is steering you through the infinite iterations. Something else I want to clarify is invocation, to speak it in. If you are speaking, I am so calm, in that way of actually being calm, then that is what you experience. But if you are stating it not in alignment with its own self, if you're like, I'm calm, not very calm of you, is it? I'm so calm, I'm so relaxed, I'm the most relaxed person on the planet. Okay. There is a difference between being and speaking empty words. Fill your words with the actual invocation, the actual energy that you're choosing to perpetuate, right? Very demure. Appreciating. And the fun thing, the word appreciate, what does it mean? Well, when stocks appreciate, your money goes up, right? When you appreciate yourself, your own perception of your value goes up, your own appreciation in life goes up. When you appreciate the things around you, you witness more things to appreciate. Appreciation appreciates, depreciation depreciates. So if you're talking down to yourself, if you're talking down on your reality, if you're like spewing BS, it is what you say it is. It is how you say it is. It is never anything but that. Arabia, can I add you as a moderator? Just so that if there's any, it is what you say it is. Say that it's going well. Say that it's easy for you. State that whatever you desire to experience is already here to be experienced by you. Because here's the thing, if you receive the thought of the desire, it's because it's like, hey, I'm here. I'm here to be witnessed by you. And you get to say, I'm going to witness you fully. Add as moderator. Amazing. I'm going to put you as a standard moderator. I haven't put someone as a moderator before on YT either, so we're going to learn together. But basically it's just like, the ability to like moderate the chat. If any like funkiness comes on, if there's anyone spamming, then you have the ability to either remove the messages or block or whatever. It's just so that while I'm focused on answering questions, it gets clear. Look at you with your blue shield. Hi, Mystical Willow. Welcome. You are your biggest asset. You are your only asset, really. However, you get to decide the assets that you do have, right? You stat out your character. If you've ever played D&D or anything like that, where it's like you get to decide you have high charisma, you get to decide that you have high strength, high athletics, you get to decide that you are, stealth check, right? Whatever it is that you desire to have as a talent, you've decided that. You've also decided if you are not that. If you're like, well, I'm not confident, well, I'm not wise, that is only ever you invoking that. So if you want your being, your character to be different, and then I mean that as character, like the substance of your being, as well as character, the role. If you want your character to be different, then you actually just select for that. And you know that you are this because you've access to everything. Everything exists in consciousness. And you selecting that and bringing it through in the way that you're being, speaking, and behaving is that. It is that. It is never anything other than that. Now, every issue, every perceived issue that could possibly come up in manifestation is occurring simply because you're perceiving it as separate. You think that it's separate, it's far away from you, it is not who you are. There is no separation. If you desire to be, do, have, experience something, you get to simply state, yes, it's here and I am this, it's done. And if you do no longer wish to experience something, you get to say, nope. A fun little revision thing you can do too is you could be like, nope, that didn't happen, I never experienced that. And then you will actually witness things change, people's memories change, the things in your house change. It's wild, and yet we're playing a game of consciousness. So of course, the third dimensional rendering of the consciousness you are is going to only ever reflect who you are at your 0 point. How wonderful that we have access to all that is, isn't it? Isn't it fun that we get to play this game? That we get to be like, oh, yes, I will have that. Or no, I don't need that. I don't want that. Right? Yes, I will have that. Yes, I will be having that. Thank you. Oh, yes, that is mine. Thank you. Wait, so we can revise an event from years ago too? Yes, absolutely. You can revise your childhood. You can revise your relationships with people. I love doing that, where it's like, oh, we've always had the best relationship. We've always gotten each other the best gifts. We've always had the best friendship. We've always had the best relationship. We've always, they're always so peaceful. They're always, every time they speak to me, they're saying the most wise, centered, and grounded thing. Let me go have fun. You decide, right? If you're noticing you're still perpetuating a BS story, you shift that shit. You say, wait a minute, why am I'm the only one telling it. Even if someone outside were reflected, they're not the source of my reality. I'm the source of my perspective. So if I'm the one repeating it, replaying it, I'm the one playing it out, retelling it, telling it again. The way that I stopped experiencing it is by stop telling it again. I'm telling it what to do. I'm telling it that it exists. It's like when we're going to do another little, if you saw my TikTok this morning, you know that I was drawing a little bit of stuff. We're going to like do a little drawing here where it's like, okay, you, in the flow of your energy, experienced a past, right? And let's say that it's going behind you because it's perceiving that way, but like, let's say that this is the past that you're drawing from. And so the collections of thoughts and all that, this is meant to be behind, not on top of, by the way. Just imagine it's behind you. So this is the past you experienced. And then so you're flowing through it forward to your future. Oh, kind of looks like an hourglass. That's funny. If you want to change what the past that you're drawing from is, because there's infinite iterations of reality, right? Infinite little pasts you could draw from. Then if you change what you're drawing from, bringing through you in the now, then naturally this present and future changes, right? Changes in your body, changes in your witnessing, changes in your memories, changing in the memories then of everyone perceived by you, because it's just you. You dig? You get it? I love it. I love this stuff. This stuff is so much fun. If you have not played with your reality to witness it, do it. Do it. I was talking to someone yesterday, and the way that they were speaking about a person, I was like, I feel like you already revised this just because they're reflecting to you a revised story, because they have no memory of this, and like they're saying something different and you're acting confused by that. She's like, I did revise it. I did revise it. I'm like, great, so stick with it. Let's like actually do more. Yeah. You get to choose. You get to choose. It's only ever you. It's only just me playing games with myself. There's a reason that is the name of my second poetry book, Quantum Poetry Games with Myself. Because it's only just me playing games with myself. So if I decided that I was mistreated, then it's my job to shift that and shift to, oh, actually, I'm perfect. Actually, no, I have always been treated well. And then your whole reality will structure from that. It's just consciousness. It's a game of thought, of consciousness, etc. I've always been in my dream home. Exactly. It's also like really funny if you're ever in a place where it's like not ideal, and then you just start being like, wow, I'm in my dream home, how quickly things can shift, right? Let's say it takes like 3 weeks or something, but still, anytime you come up in your mind of like, oh, whatever, you're like, I'm in my dream home. You don't have to stress out. You don't have to rabidly affirm about it. If you have a desire to, and you have the knowing that it's going to work for you, I recommend doing that. But if you are miserable doing it and don't want to do it, you don't have to. But caveat, what are you doing? If you are resting in peace and awareness that you have it, great. But if what you're doing is spewing a lot of bullshit, speaking against yourself, thinking things don't go well for you, just generally being miserable for yourself and the entire environment, adjust that. What are you doing? What are you even doing? Yeah. Revise whatever you want to revise. Let it be easy for you. Have it be so much fun. If you want to up level in your life, focus on confidence as well. Being confident. What is confident? Confident, the word means confidere, meaning with faith, with trust. So when you have faith in yourself, Have trust in yourself, have trust in manifestation, have trust in the fact that what you select, you get to experience. That is what you experience then. If you are lacking in confidence, lacking in belief in yourself, lacking in belief that you can do this, lacking in belief that it works, then you're going to weeble wobble waver and be like, why is this not working? Instead of remembering, I know exactly how this works. It's always working for me. So I'm just going to invoke continually that it's working. I saw a video on baby pacifiers harming jaw development and almost started to freak out, but then decided his jaw is developing perfectly and is perfect. I used pacifiers and my jaw is great. The thing is, everything exists in existence, everything exists in consciousness. You could probably find the opposite studies that say that pacifiers help jaw development. You know, it is just only just me playing games with myself. His jaw is perfect. His jaw is perfect. And so it is. Everything is perfect for you. Everything is perfect for you. Because it's the perfect experience and representation of the consciousness you've been being, the consciousness you've been perceiving of. Because when I say you only ever experience what you're conscious of, it's because that's true. If in the conscious moment of awareness your thought is, this is not working for me, then that is all you are perceiving of. If you are consciously aware of that, you're not thinking of something like a black elephant, right? You're not consciously aware of that. That exists somewhere in the existence of all things, but that's not what your conscious experience is in the moment. Now that I said that, though, a lot of you probably imagined a black elephant. Why? Because it was brought to your conscious awareness. You only ever experience your consciousness. You're never experiencing anything other than your consciousness. If you are playing the game of relationships don't ever work out for me, then anytime you start going into something, you're going to start looking for holes, right? Unconsciously, just simply because you've been trained to do it. So what do? Well, recognize that you've been doing that and stop. Decide that relationships work for you. Decide, how do you feel in your body with your perfect partner? When you are with your partner, how are you feeling in your body? Oh, I'm feeling peaceful. I'm feeling like really at ease. I feel so much love and joy. Great. Feel that now. Feel that now. Hold that. And if something comes up in your body, when you're around someone, you were feeling peace, but maybe a doubt came up, you'll be able to easier witness that distortion. Right? Torsion is twisting, distortion. You'll be able to witness it and say, oh, something happened here. What was it? I had the thought that this is going to go to hell. This is going to go to shit. Oh, okay. I had that thought and my body reacted to it. I could feel myself holding that belief and being like, but instead you get to deny that and say, nope, actually, I'm in my perfect relationship. The version of you that is in your perfect relationship and knows that that is truth is not holding on to it collapsing. And if you've witnessed before many times things going sideways, you get to do yourself the favor of revising that, selecting that you have the best relationships, and then what will happen actually is you will receive the memories of that. It'll bring forth to your awareness, and you'll remember it in such a way where it was like, that was always what happened. Do you know what I mean? And then anything you were highlighting in consciousness that is not of that is going to fade away and just wisp out. It is what you say it is. It is only ever what you say it is. It can't be anything other than that in your perception. All things exist in existence, but if you are stating that it's a disaster, then you are internally reacting in that way, behaving in that way, thinking in that way, receiving all the complementary thoughts, the array of thoughts that goes with that data set. And you get to witness the outplay of it. And if you don't want that anymore, what are you doing? You get to shift and decide that it's not there. You get to decide that it's not true. You get to decide that, wait a minute, actually, it is exactly what I think it is. I've been thinking it's a disaster, and so my reality can only ever show me disaster. My attention, my reticular activating system will only ever pick out disaster and say, see, I told you so. I was so right. My intuition. I knew it was going to be a disaster. Yeah, you knew it into being because it's only ever what you do. Even if, have you ever witnessed someone where it was like, they're in conversation but the consciousness playing through that character is bound and determined to pick out pain in a conversation. So maybe someone said something to them in a neutral tone and they take it as negative. Have you witnessed that? And maybe you've done that yourself, where someone said something to you that was objectively neutral, but you took it as negative, or they took it as negative. And maybe you've been on the other side of this, where you said something and someone took it in such a warped way and you were like, hey, what the fuck, right? That is the consciousness being attuned to picking out stress, the assumption that people would mistreat you or be mean to you. So in that awareness, you then get to adjust and come back. Adjust and come back. What is it that I prefer to experience? Oh, I want people who treat me really well, who speak to me kindly, who we fuel each other and pour into each other. We always support each other and encourage each other. We see each other in our expansion of self, and we just water each other and grow. You know, whatever it is you desire to experience, you get to have it. It's already yours. It's already done. If you have any questions, you can drop it in the chitty chat. If you are still doubting, if you are still wobbling in your internal being, adjust yourself, strengthen yourself, shore up that internal resolve, right? Be the one who knows instead of the one who's playing the role of I don't know. If you think of it also, all consciousness exists everywhere, and it is accessible through you via decision. You decide that you know instead of deciding you don't know. When do people decide that they don't know? There's a couple different, scenarios, but let's look at this. Sometimes what happened was someone was doing something, trying to speed through it, thinking they needed to do it as fast as possible, and was getting frustrated. So then they just decided that they didn't know how to do it and that it didn't work. That's not the same thing. If they had chosen to just slow down in that moment instead of perpetuating the anxios, the tension of the mind, it would have resolved much easier. The information is accessible to you. Nice to see me on YT. I agree. How can we manage opposing/negative thoughts? You don't manage them. Let me show you. I'm really enjoying doing these little images. I believe it's very helpful. So, all right. This is you. This is you in your flow of the energy flow of the universe, flow of all things, right? In this allness is just thoughts, right? Thoughts kind of like flowing around. And let's say that you in your awareness, the thoughts are occurring and coming up and floating by you. As these thoughts occur to you, you will pay attention wherever you light up and feel joy in response to it. You can keep that. If a thought comes by that you don't prefer and you don't like it, you just don't hold it, right? You let it just keep floating by. It's gonna just exit pursued by a bear. If you like it, great. I'm gonna witness that. I'm gonna render my reality from that. Amazing. If you don't like it, don't keep it. You don't manage opposing thoughts. You just stop trying to make them your reality. You stop fearing them. You stop acting as if, does this random little bubble have power over you? Or did you decide that little bubble, that little thought was so compelling that you're so scared of it? Ooh. and decide to generate your reality from this like jagged fuckery because you're like, oh my god, that scary thing. You're the big bad kahuna. You're gonna get bullied by a random little bubble? I don't think so. So you quote unquote manage it by recognizing it's just a thought, and if you want to do something with it, you can, and if you don't want it to be formed in your reality, you let it go. Let it float away. Let it float away. I typically doubt at the end of the day over stimulation, so I'll revise my day. Yeah, and also like you could change the story of like, wow, I'm so glad that I no longer like have doubts at the end of the day. I just always lay down and I'm so peaceful. You know what I do at the end of my day? And I've shared this with you guys before, but like I put on my pretty, pretty lights, my pretty strings of lights, of which I now have more. Thank you to my sister for the cherry blossom lights. I put on my space light, or last night I just had the cherry blossoms on and they were like twinkling so peacefully. And I'll just breathe and I'll just like watch the lights. I've been doing this since I was little. I used to have like a spinning light thing and I would just stare at it and it was just so relaxing. I've always used lights to decompress, and it's like lights affect the mind and being in such a wonderful way. So like have your environment peaceful, right? That's my form of stimming too. It's like I'll stim with the lights of like just peaceful. So change it. If you don't prefer it, you don't have to utilize it. Create your environment so that it's like, oh, you notice you're having doubts at the end of the day? Make yourself a better end of the day then. What is the most loving, wonderful version of your end of the day? What's the most peaceful version? You spent $20 on a couple strands of really cute little lights. You put them in your room, you lay down, you breathe, and you look at, and you're just peaceful, like, wow, everything is working for me. Put on your little affirmation tape at that point and just hear like, everything is always working out for me. And you remind yourself to the point where it's like just becomes your natural set point. I had a dream that my SP had a flip phone. Oh, it was in my purse. I think this is reflecting my desire for more consistent, straightforward communication. He's really sweet and attentive in the dream though. I love my pinkish red light at night. It's such a game changer. I know. We love the lights. Lights are a big thing. You guys always communicate so consistently too. You always receive consistent communication. You receive the most loving, consistent communication. They're always like, I miss you so much. I was thinking about you. Let's get together. Let's have the best time, etc. You know? It's always for you, babe. It's always for you. And here's that thing too. If like this brought to your awareness the acknowledgement that you desire more consistent communication. So now you get to say, okay, well, I desire it because it's here. So I now have consistent communication. They're now so attentive. Hey, beautiful. Glad I caught alive. My question is, I need to make payments on my car and I have no money and my SP is acting weird on her birthday next week. How can I turn it all around ASAP? Okay. Never project it to the future. It's in the now moment, so you have it right now. You have the money right now. You paid it off. Put yourself on the other side of it. Actually, project. What I mean by don't put it into the future is, I mean, don't be like I have to pay it by this date. Be like I already paid it. So you're putting yourself beyond that point of I already paid it. The money came to me easily. If you have a business, your business is booming and thriving. If you have a job or something, you got paid extra. You got a wage increase, something like that. You paid off your car. It's all good. Your SP is not acting weird. They're actually so consistent and loving because it's just you. It's just you playing games with yourself. So they're so consistent and loving. They're always showing up for you. They're taking you to dinner. They're not acting weird. That was you reading into a situation and decreeing that they were acting weird. It was an entirely neutral situation. So when you recognize that, it's just an invitation for you to calm and soothe yourself. Calm down. State that you always have the best ideas come to you. You always know exactly what to do. And that you easily paid the thing. You easily paid it. You easily paid it. The money came right to you. You know exactly what to do. You already have the money. You already have the money. It came right to you. You know exactly what to do. You always know what to do. The money was always coming to you. You already have it. You already have it. Because if you have it now in this moment, there is no, I don't have it. You know what I mean? I love you, thank you, I claim all of that. Exactly. You already have the money. You already paid it. And your SP is so loving and attentive. Thank you. I have the assumption that we are magic and perfection in person, but that he isn't a strong texter when we're apart. I just need to stop entertaining that thought no matter what I see, like you showed in the diagram. Yeah, because you hear the story as like, we are magic when we're together, but when we're apart, he's distant. Or when we're apart, he doesn't text me. I had that story with a person, let me tell you, and it reflected. I was like, well, when we're together, it's awesome, but then it's like they're a different person, like when they're away, and it's like literally like, yeah, you decided that, you spoke that, you invoked that, and you got to witness that play out. So just change the story of like, actually, like they're so consistent, as loving as they are with me in person is how loving they are with me in text. So what do you prefer? Do you want to be texted every day? Decide that that's what's happening, because it says he's texting me every few days, but it's asynchronistic communication sucks. So now it's every day. You simply decided, oh, okay, that's what it was before when you were decreeing it. Now you're like, he texts me every day. The silverish painting, I took it down because I wanted to adjust the face, because I was not crazy about like, it had been like a blank head, right? And then I had added some features, and then I painted over that, and then I added like the things, and then I just like, I want to clean up the lines a little bit and like adjust it, and also I want to take down some of the whiteness for the face because I want it to be a little bit more translucent. So I'm adjusting it. We're editing the painting. I also think it's funny because it's like a lot of people don't think you can like adjust a painting in that way, but I ain't never let anything stop me, you know what I mean? I'm just like, no, we're gonna resolve it. The thing about paint is that you can just resolve it. Even with watercolor, if you mess up in watercolor, people are like, oh my god, you fucked it up. And it's like, yeah, you just use water. Watercolor breaks down with water, so you would just like utilize water to shift and adjust it. It's okay, you didn't fuck it up. You're already perfect, brilliant, beautiful, and genius. Thank you guys for liking and tapping and asking your questions. You are already perfect. Hi, princess. My last job invited me back, but I'd rather have a different job. So you have your different job. You have your different job. You're already in your perfect job. You have the job. You got the job offer from exactly the job you wanted, and it's even more than you thought it would be. Right? You don't have to accept a job you don't want. If you wanted to accept that job, knowing that you also have another job, you could accept it, play along with it for a little bit, and then also like receive your next job. But it's really just what you prefer. You're browning butter for a carrot cake. I don't think I've ever browned butter for a carrot cake before, but now I have to. Clearly. Oh my god, browning butter for like banana bread? Oh my god, browning butter for like chocolate pound cake? Hold on. Hold on, I'm thinking differently. Browning butter is great. It's is it Maillard effect or I think it's Maillard effect. I think hold on, wait. Or maybe it's Maillard. I don't know if the two L's are pronounced as a Y in that word because I don't know the language of origin of it. I decided that I can act or say whatever I want and my boyfriend will always be loyal and loving to me. Period. Right? Because you're a full person, you can express and not worry about scaring away a man. Nothing you do is going to scare them away. They just love you even more. I don't know if it was Princess that said something like that, commented something like that on another video. You can confirm or deny. Not sure, just staying loyal to the recipe. Delicious. I bought s'mores sourdough bread from my neighbor yesterday. It's so delicious. I want sourdough. I've been intending to get a sourdough starter, or I should just make one at this point. I keep like going back and forth. I'm like, I could just make one, or I could get one. You know what? It'll happen when it happens. I kind of just want someone to give me a loaf of sourdough bread. Like, I love bread. Someone should just bring me sourdough. And they will. Clearly, because I'm stating it. Delicious. Thank you. My man just sat back and smiled when I was acting up. Period. And we love. Right? You always get free food though. I know. I'm so good at manifesting food. I think it's like the Italian in me is like very food motivated. So I'm just like I manifested Chinese food the other day. And it was so funny because it was like my uncle invited us for Chinese food. And I was talking to my mom and she was like, I manifested that. And I said, I also manifested that. We both wanted it clearly. We were both like, whatever happens, like we're just going to receive Chinese food. I love that my mom manifests now. Like, she's heard me talk so much and she watches my stuff and she just like applies it. She manifested a grill the other day. And we just get to play so much. I love it. I used to live so far away too and I missed my family. So when I moved back, I just like, I appreciate so much that my work gets to expand in this way. She is so proud of me. And I'm so proud of her. Really been manifesting. I don't need to work for money. It's totally optional, but I have financial obligations. Decide that it happened for you in the easiest way. Like, first of all, you don't need to work for money. Money can come to you in infinite ways, and you always pay your bills. And is there a particular way you would enjoy receiving money, right? Like, money always comes to me in whatever way. I love manifesting favorite foods. I know, it's so fun. I'm great at manifesting foods. Again, food motivated, it's fine. My mom unexpectedly gifted me a 1K check for my birthday this month. She said that manifesting stuff you're doing must be working. Period. And also what I love about this little story, I was gonna call you Phoenix, but that's not your name on here. I'll just call you Dancer. What Tiny said. People having, in your reality, having an awareness that you manifest and manifesting, they're still gonna like do what you want. They're still gonna bring it to you and they're gonna love doing it. It's just gonna feel natural to them, like they absolutely just want to do it. Ashley, I didn't even know that was your name. Okay, well now I know that. Girl, I am both. Okay. I will call you whatever name happens. I manifested 100 in about a week, so I've been doing better with it. This is major progress compared to where I came from. So what you get to do is take this sauce, okay? Be so consistent with the stories of money always comes to me. Start telling the story of I receive hundreds of dollars a day. If you have like, oh, I received $100. Actually, I receive $100 every day. I receive 200, however much you want to decide as your like set point. And then you stay in that story and your reality must reflect it to you. I receive hundreds of dollars a day. I created a story that I was like, for a while I was like, oh, I'm so good at manifesting like $300 at once. Like that was like, and then I did that like 12 times in a row. And then moved to like whatever, you know. Oh my god, thank you. I love my nail color too. Like these are cute little wings. Cute little wing type things. And these ones are, I saw like one that had like 3 dots in my mind, and so I had told my nail tech to do that, and then she kind of, what is giving Fire Nation. If you know, I saw Avatar Aang in Manhattan a couple weeks ago, and I had black nails at the time, and then I like saw these images come to me of the red with the gold, and I was like, I must do it, and I must do it. Another success story with money. I found out I have 3 times as much in my 401k than I thought I did. I got a letter. I had completely forgotten about the account. I'm taking some of the money for skin laser treatment I have wanted, and that is like 6K to 10K. Congratulations, babe. Yeah, I remember you talking about the silver, I think it was. But yeah, congrats. That's awesome. And that's the thing too, is like how funny it is where it's like random things that you forgot about will show up, and then what will happen is you'll receive the memory of it, because time is wibbly wobbly, and so that reality exists where that happens, and it'll just be like, hey, you have this. Oh, cool. I didn't even remember. Had something similar to me. I forgot I had a 401k from a past job, and I remembered it had over the amount I needed, was able to withdraw. Period. And what I would love everyone to accept is that you've always been great at manifesting money, because you are the only one that has ever manifested money in your reality. Your reality, right? So you have selected if all those people have money but I don't. You've selected if no one has money to give me. You've selected if people have money but they're stingy with it. You've selected if money comes to you easily and it loves showing up for you. It's only ever been the manifestation of the consciousness that you are. So it's not like people outside of you have all the money and you have nothing. It's just that that is what you selected to perceive of. Gotten better with what I've done intended. I'm so happy for you. My man thinks I look beautiful with all the self-concept work. I don't feel like I absolutely need the skin treatment. Self-concept is sauce. Self-concept is the game. Self-concept, because it's just you. So your concept of yourself, the way you conceive yourself, the way you conceptualize yourself to be, the way that you show up. If you don't like it, babe, the call's coming from inside the house. If you're the one that's like, nothing ever works for me and no one likes me and like, you know, no one thinks I'm worth listening to, blah, blah, blah. Can you imagine if I had that story that no one wanted to listen to me? Y'all wouldn't be here. Everyone loves listening to me. And I'm growing faster and faster. And my YouTube is popping off. I had 179 followers at some point. I had 179 followers at some point on YouTube, right? And now I have 4 something, right? And because I was like, whatever needs to happen for this to be the easiest for more people to come. And on TikTok too, I had 2,000 followers last year. And now I'm almost at 9K. I'm going to surpass 10K so fast. And it's happening so quickly. Because I'm magnetic, I'm gorgeous, the content I post is awesome, everyone loves me, everyone wants to hear me speak. And I share pure gold. And people get results from what I say all the time. I'm glad I've made a difference in your life. That is why I'm sharing, because I love reminding people to select. Yay, we get to play. Because I made a huge difference in my life, from being immobile, unable to be upright for more than a few minutes, repeated injuries back to back to back to back to back, to loving and thriving and publishing books and performing on stages and being like wild and free and beautiful and so confident. And being able to talk about infinite iterations of reality without fucking blinking, you know what I mean? Like, there was a time in my past when I was like, what will people think of me? What do I think of me? I know that this is true. I know that this is how I've experienced thousands of times things I selected and I experience it. So I'm sharing, I'm yapping about it. Ain't nobody gonna, like, there is no one to stop me. It's just me. It's only just me playing games with myself. Let's do a little poem. Let's do a little poetry. If anyone has a number between 1 and 105, you can drop it in the chat. How I like to do this is like, it's like an oracle book essentially, but it's my poetry that I selected and brought through. Great, 27. Let's see what that page is. This one's a funny one. It's called Dead Alchemist. I was never intending to stay inside. I got lost in thought, amazed by my mind. When I started my quest, I was well supplied with ineffable spirit and a light in my eyes. But I forgot what I had when the alchemist died, for I couldn't save him and I didn't try. Then from his dead hand a journal I pried, but the only words written were hello and goodbye. Page 8 is just the last 2 lines of one poem, so I'm going to just read the whole poem. Okay, this one's called Truth and Reflection. I'm in love with the things I remember I am. The universe spirals and folds its great plan. That's not to say you're condemned where you stand. You are steering the plane and you choose where you land. You are consciousness floating through each step you take. Settle down, circumspect. You are centered and pray. Tell me, who decides you at the end of the day when you know hope's unfolding and you decide to change? I am the infinite consciousness one. My energy shifts as I look at the sun. I am the light that is formed and is one. Out over overture's darkness had sung. The thing about darkness to be remembered is that it is merely energy tendered, shading in depth to define all the textures. It's all your choice now, so illuminate pleasure. A countenance counted beyond all measure. The lumens supplied cast the shine from the center. The wattage you feel will expand at your leisure, powering up like a plant drinks the weather. Light of the conscious form, strings of light spun, my photons in phase with my soul as the sun. My energy flows, I remember I'm one. I recognize, sense it, and feel it as done. What are the stories through which I will run? I am the infinite, we are all one. With my eye on the finite, creation is done. I know it's my truth that I am what I love. And then we got 11. Thanks for asking, guys. Let me catch up on the comments and then I'll read 11. Speaking of food, 10-year-old just came in singing about how he's excited to be a millionaire. Love that. Yeah, you know, you don't have anxiety. You're not an anxious person. You're naturally just relaxed and calmed. Pardon me. Okay. This one is called No Love. Like K-N-O-W. No love in your heart as a feeling, a knowing. No love in your being, warmth and light growing. Feel the energy move through your system, heart pumping love, categorical bliss then. Think of the face of a lover, a friend, an animal companion, or next of kin. Take deep, slow breaths as that love moves within. Observe where it lives in your body and grin. Where it emanates from is the source of all winds. Feel it expanding through you in a wave. Ask it to amplify with each breath you gave. The moment is now. Hold back nothing to save. Now give it to you all the love that you crave. Through body, heart, mind, feel this expansion. Spirit delights in creative advancements. Picture things beautiful skipping along like a gal runs the beach, frolic frogs on a pond. Feel the love here as it is ever present. If you are not feeling it, are you tuned into reason? If that's a yes, realign sentiment. Source love again, and love is your content. All fear, shame, and blame are misdirected intent. So center and love both the right and what's left. We are all here to be one conscious friend, enjoying the verse as we sing, so we spend. Attention's the current you flow to the ends. When you're flowing love, love is what's sent out to the world, and the love is then spent throughout all of the space and through every which when. Everyone, everywhere loves in the end. Can we also do 37? Yeah, of course. I am going to drink a little bit of water first. Okay. This is Quantum Poetry Games with Myself. The picture that's usually hanging there. This was, I took a picture of the acrylic painting through like a prismatic window cling. And so the rainbows on it were actually the rainbows in the real picture. And my dad pointed out that it's like got a little heart on its face. He was like, I thought you did that on purpose. And I was like, no. decided to bloom the spices in my butter while it cools. Oh yeah, bloom the spices, baby. Get all that warming action. I always decide whatever I'm making is perfect somehow, even if I make a mistake, I still get my desired end product. I love that baking and cooking is just such an active creative expression, right? And I love that, like, when I cook, it's like I feel the ancestors cooking with me. I love number 11's poem. I'm going to do this exercise today, expanding the love. Yeah, because knowing is kinesthetic, right? So you feel it and you know it. Never hush about baking. What was the one you said? 37. Okay, we'll do 37. This one's called Spinning Spherical. They said, expect a miracle. Lean back, let go, and trust. My thoughts were spinning spherical, old patterns to adjust. Centrifugal flight sent me, spinning off from center. Magnificent, they said. We thought that life would bend her. I'm flexible, I winked. Cheekier than ever. Maneuver now my view, and come out even better. Tangential course trajectory, I've barely touched the surface. Enlighten me through mystery, my breath's what fuels the furnace. Elucidate my soul with ease, each moment is my mentor. If timing heals all wounds, then it's the present here that mends her. I'm glad you guys are having fun with this. Okay, we'll do 13. I healed my body in miraculous ways. Dis-ease for life, gone in a few days. I laid myself down to upgrade my spaces, relaxed, breathed my body, and found joy in faces. Laughter and kind words were called to my imagination. I breathed and let my body do its healing while I played them. Our systems all sync to match the thoughts of our creation, so I maged these images into my nation. Visualized me running free on the beach, body surfing the waves with most perfect of ease, felt the cool water that rushed over me, all while laying in bed with this prayer of release. I let myself now feel the wind in my hair, taste the salt of the sea and the salt of the air, feel the surf on my skin with the heat of the haze and the power of my body as I thrum through the waves. Whatever your pleasure is, you can replay it. If you love to ride horses or see porpoises playing, bring it into your mind and feel your body's sensations. The thoughts are the songs, and you are the station. Feel it like you are there with all the details to make it. Your mind is your matter. What you think is created. How does it feel in your chest, on your skin? Take a deep breath and let it sink in. Then say to your body, magnify this feeling and let yourself marinate in feeling it real then. Utilize all your senses. Tune into this station. This state ions the place where I put my attention. My eye is directed to what I am creating. I see, smell, taste, hear, feel the new thoughts I am making. Each breath that you take, each thought that you think, fires the path of the will you perceive. Inform it which version you wish to redeem. Atoms rearrange to match what your mind sees. Activate neurons. Let joy be what you breathe. Increase joy and neurotransmitters increase. This is how you use neuroplasticity. With choosing pleasure, your mind and body reprogram with ease. You're disrupting a pattern, a habit, so please keep it going. Consistency is key. Until such a time where you're certain you're free and solid in your new state, all off gassing released. It's time to reframe and refresh your new actions. Upgrade your software and your cells are refashioned. Inform and surrender. Your DNA already knows what to do. Let your program update to what is now true. And your cells are put in form for the newly formed you. Slay. Written by me. And if you're desiring it, you can get it in my bio. And if you do get it, or if you have gotten any of my books, I have 4 books out. Please and thank you for reviewing it, rating and reviewing it. Oh, I'm so glad. Yeah, and I also have I have a video that's like a 50-minute poetry reading from my 3rd book, and I also have from my 4th book. My 4th book is Money Honey, the 3rd book is Emit Time. And those were both like, one was January 2025 and one was December 2025. This one I don't have a video for though, but maybe sometime we'll do a just specified that. Which has been my favorite to write? Oh, they're all my favorite to write. I've loved writing every single one of them because it's like my active devotion with myself. In my mornings, I will, before I like do anything, before I do my phone stuff, I'm with myself. I have my beverage and I sit outside, preferably, weather permitting, and I just select whatever energy, consciousness, frequency, information I desire to bring through and amplify in my system. And then the information comes through and the words are structured and rhyming and all that jazz. So it is what it is and I am as I am. Like I sat out on my porch yesterday and I wrote 6 poems. I decided I wanted to fuel myself, and so I just tuned into the energy I wanted to magnify. And it all came through. You can get it on you can get it in TikTok Shop. You can get it on Amazon. I like KDP because it prints it per copy, and I just switched to the option there that is an eco feature. It's a more sustainable feature, so it's like, I think it's like whatever kind of recycled paper it is and lower emission and stuff. So it's like, I like that. And I lowered the price. It was $14.99 and now it's $13.99. So, and it's great because a lot of people love having it on their nightstand, right? They prefer to have it on their nightstand, or they'll like, I've had so many people be like, I took it on a camping trip with me, or like I brought it out at a party and we were all reading it and sharing it. And I love that. I love hearing it. I love it when people send me videos too of them like reading it to each other, and like it's just the sweetest thing that like the beauty that I brought through with my consciousness is expanded, right? And that's always how it is, and that's why I'm such an advocate for like sharing your artwork. Same with like my paintings and stuff, right? Whenever I've like had people get paintings and they like text me and they're like, it makes me so happy to see this on my wall. Like that is us expanding the joy and the beauty. I will say I've been very much enjoying the one that I'm writing now. And the way that I write my poetry books is like, Money Honey was a specific, I decided to tune into the consciousness of money every day and just like bring through whatever money was stating that day. And it's like 101 poems. But the other 3 books, the Poetry for Consciousness series, that was more of just like tuning into like cosmic love, knowing wisdom, peace. Sometimes I have like frequency poems where it's like peace, whatever. And that was what came through in the moment. But the one that I've been writing this year, the pieces I've been writing lately, I'm really, really excited. I feel like this 5th book is going to be the clearest, most direct, perfect, beautiful version yet. So I'm excited. Thank you guys for being here for my very first YouTube live. Very exciting. My first solo YouTube live, because I know I collabed with Olivia. But this is my first solo YouTube live. Yay. What does my creative process look like? It depends on the piece. Usually it's that, like, I'll breathe, relax, just tune into the energy I want to bring through. If I have a particular emotion moving through and I want to, like, have it speak, I will write that. Usually what it is I'm tuning into like love or wisdom or consciousness or magic or like some sort of thing, right? If you remember that magic poem from the Live with Olivia. If there's a specific thing I'm writing about that requires me to research, I'll do it. Like I wrote about engine transmissions because I liked transmission, and I was thinking about the transmission and engine, and so I like have a poem that's like talking all about like pistons and fuel, and like drawing the parallel between the way an engine operates to the way you operate. I wrote a really gorgeous piece about like woodworking and blacksmithing and stuff, and like I did research for that to like get the terms down so that I would understand how everything worked. One of my favorite pieces I've ever freaking written is called Subordinate Palindromes, and it's like words that reflect back and forth. So it's like swap pause with wolf flow. Like that's like one of the lines. It's like I emit time and I evolve love. Emit and time mirror, right? Those are the subordinate palindromes, which that just means that a subordinate is like, it's like two words that reflect each other. That's why subordinate palindromes is palindromes and subordinate is backwards. So it's like, oh wow. So it's like 10 and net mirror. So it's like this whole poem is just like golf and flog, like stuff like that. The last couple lines in that poem are the stars rats or the stars and rats you? Which is like kind of like calling out people who are like, oh my god, it's the astrology that's fucking things up. Where it's like, are the stars rats or the stars and rats you? Because it's all you, so. Content is great. Thank you. How would you, or what do you recommend to move forward from being evicted with no and trying to manifest a new apartment, or at least by my birthday, 11/13? You're already in your new perfect apartment, right? I would reframe and revise too, like I was never evicted. I wasn't evicted. I simply moved into my new place, my preferred place. I'm living in the exact perfect place for me. I'd wanted to move anyway, so I'm living in my perfect place. I have all the money. Money comes to me easily. I think also really like think good about yourself and for yourself. Anyone who ends up in a place where it's like some sort of tumultuous thing, it's like very much like, let's have it as a baseline that you think really well for and about yourself, right? Yeah, you're already perfect. Everything works for you and you're living in exactly the perfect place. You're not trying to manifest a new apartment because you live in that new apartment. So you're not manifesting shit, you're just living there. Ooh. What am I doing? Like, what am I doing? Yeah, I would highly soothe yourself, relax, select that it already resolved itself, you knew exactly what to do. Deeply, deeply relax as much as you can. In this now moment, there is nothing for you to do. Relax, okay? Relax, rest, calm yourself, know that everything's working for you as ideas come to you. If you know exactly what you want your apartment to be, look for that. Or select that it comes to you with ease. Tune into yourself. Do you prefer finding it, or do you prefer that it comes right to you? You are living in exactly the perfect place. I remember when I was first like moving to Austin and I needed to move, and I just selected that I would like be in the perfect place, and then I was invited to live in someone's house for a while, and so I stayed there for a few months, and it was awesome because it was like they were a poet and a DJ and ran these dances, and I just got like so plugged into all the community there because it was like, and it was awesome. And that was before I even really knew that I was like poet, do you know what I mean? Or that I even made music. So it's just really funny the way how I ended up in this place was like the perfect place I could have been. And then there was another time where I was like, I was living somewhere and I really needed to move out there. It was like, it was not like good, and it was not something where I wanted to revise it. I just wanted to get the heck out. And so I was like, show me where I can go for my highest good, love, and joy. And like this girl's face popped into my head, and it was someone I had met a few months earlier, one time. But she had said to me, she was like, yeah, if you ever need a place to live, I have a spare room. And then so I was like, well, I haven't seen her in literally months, so if it's like if it is for my highest good, love, and joy, have me just like run into her, make it easy for me. That night, I'm downtown randomly in a parking garage, pulling out of a parking garage. And as I'm pulling out of the parking garage, there's a girl, gorgeous aqua blue jumpsuit and like gold glitter eyeshadow everywhere, is walking by, and I was like, oh my god, that's her. So I like lowered my window and I was like, hey, remember when you said this? Can I do that? And she's like, yeah, come by next week. Everything works for me. I'm always in the perfect place. I'm always living in the best place for me. And then I lived with her for like 6 months, and it was great. It was amazing. Like the way that we like were so compatible living buddies was great. Fall asleep in your new home. Yeah, knowing that you're safe too. It's great. Tuning in with myself helps a lot more than spinning out, mentally trying to find creative solutions. Yeah, because you could think yourself into exhaustion, but if you just select it's working for you, you're always in the perfect place. What I did was I was like, show me, where can I go for my highest good, love, and joy? And then her face immediately came, and I was like, even though I was feeling doubt and insecurity, and I was like, well, you know, back 8 years ago or whenever it was, 6. So then, okay, cool. Make it easy for me then. If this is where I can be for my highest good, love, and joy, make it easy for me. Have me just run into her. And then I did. In a random parking garage, of all places. Like, so funny. Living with people that make home is a nice experience. I know, that's where I wrote my first book. It was like so awesome, where it's like we love living together so much, where it was like, you know, we'd bring each other like little beverages, like, oh, I know I was making myself like, you know, we like discovered like orange juice mixed with like grapefruit seltzer was really good. So like, you know, if I was like pouring myself a kombucha or whatever, I'd like give it to her, and then she'd like come. I was like, here, like organize this snack plate, and it was just like so cute. It was so freaking cute. I loved it. Today's the anniversary of my friend's passing. I would see him almost daily because he always came over. Oh, baby. Big hugs and love for you on that. Much love, princess. I have the podcast episode, I think it's episode 62 of the Joy Channel. It's somewhere around there, 62, 63, 64. But it's connecting with dead loved ones. So it'll guide you in consciousness and tuning into like their highest love and wisdom, and bringing that energy and consciousness and knowing through, so you can chat with them, get a hug from them, etc. So if you want that, that's available to you. There were so many amazing summer memories. We weren't related by blood, but you felt like family at home. Oh, baby. Well, he's, you know, energy is neither created or destroyed. So he is here, because there's nowhere else he could be. There is nowhere but here. And there's no when but now. It's all now. Much love. Much, much love. We cry and we mourn from the missing of the person. And when we get to connect with the consciousness of them that exists, we get to witness them in a whole different way. Jumped at him once, but it was upsetting, so I told him not to do that again. You're just, aw, baby. All is well. All is well. I remember when I shifted my body into healed, the first time I really connected with my grandmother psychically after her passing. It was like, I think like 8 years after she died, actually, something like that, or maybe 10 years. No, it had to be 10 years, because it was 2018 and she died in 2008. Yeah, I remember because I was tuning into love and joy in my body and shifting that. And then I like, when I was in that love and everything, I just felt her and knew that she was there, and I actually connected with her. And like, I was like, can I have a hug? And it's like getting a hug from through spirit is like so cool, because you like actually feel it like through your body. Highly recommend. You haven't been getting spirit hugs, but again, discernment. discernment for like highest love, wisdom, and joy only. Clear, clean energy only, not bullshit. Not nothing we don't want. It's alright. She was like 90. I think she was like 92. So, yeah, she was like my best friend. She was my best friend. I loved her so much. She taught me to sew and cook and crochet and knit and sing opera and play the piano and be a witty, sassy person. Really. So, when I was singing on stage like last year or the year before, I was performing one of my songs and I just like, I felt her singing through me and with me, and it was the coolest energy I've ever, like, so cool. I didn't expect that because like she had trained as an opera singer. She was the first one that gave me vocal lessons when I was little. So when I was singing on stage, which had been one of her dreams, it was cool to like witness that consciousness live through me as well, right? And like we're recombinant consciousness, recombinant energy of our ancestors. So it's like those of us that like have had dreams and then like have children and like it kind of like that consciousness still moves through. I love it. Oh, gardening too. She's a great gardener. Got that green thumb. Woo! Yeah, that was my well, she's Sicilian. And then her husband was Neapolitan, so Napolitano. So he was mainland Italian and she was Sicilian, which some people will argue about of Sicilian not being Italian, and you know, there is validity to that, but also it's like I believe it's now considered part of Italy. I'm not going to get into the geographical what's it of that, but yeah. Food is a very important part. It's a very like love, right? Food is love. And so like getting to cook for people and share with people has like always been like an expression of that for me. She taught me to cook when I was 5. You know, I think from the time I could hold a spoon, I was like helping add things to things. So cool. Something was really Italian-esque about your description. Of what? I love that though. I love that. That's awesome. All right, my loves. I think I'm going to end this live very soon. If there's anything anyone else wants to mention before I hop off, drop it in now and we'll address it. And then, yeah, I will see you guys again soon. My description of her. Yeah, she's what a perfect, beautiful, brilliant woman. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Of course, because, like, you know, she made me by proxy. She generated the genius that generated me. So. And it's funny, it's like sometimes I see her in the mirror with me, like, especially, or I'll see her like when I'm on camera. It's like, you know how like when different energy and stuff moves through you, your face kind of like shifts and changes a little bit. So it's like sometimes I'll see her through me, just like sometimes I see my sister through me, some like, and it's just like very funny. Where I'm like, How did you reach this level of enlightenment? By playing with it. It's all a game, babe. So like when I was younger, I naturally like had abilities and would do things, right? I think that most children do. It's just the consciousness of parents not believing it that can like tamp that down, that can temper it and like be like, don't have it, right? So, but then when I was like little, and then learned progressive muscle relaxation, and then found the gap in the space and consciousness, and realized that that blackness was there. If I asked a question, I'd receive an answer, or give a command, really, because what I said was like, show me what Jesus knew, show me what God knows. And then I was like shown source energy and how everyone is formed of it. So I said, oh, Jesus is made of the same stuff as everyone else, so he's not different. So we all have the abilities, we can all do that and greater, which actually is also in the Bible. I'm not religious at this point, by the way. This is just more of a consciousness perspective. And when you actually have that witnessing and epiphany experiencing yourself, you would never subscribe to a religion, because it doesn't make sense to shrink your knowing to fit a man-made construction. Anyway, I digress on that. So then I had that epiphany when I was younger. Like, oh, it's all just like source, it's all knowing. Told my parents, they were like, keep that under wraps. People will think you're crazy. So I said, okay. Kept it under wraps. Forgot about it. Remembered again at some point when I was 15 or 16. It like came back for a bit where I was like, oh yeah. But basically, like, when I was little, starting around that time, I would do psychic playtime with myself, and I'd develop my clairsenses. So, like, I would come home from school and I'd like be like, okay, I'm gonna work on telepathy today. The next day, okay, I'm gonna work on clairaudience. Okay, next day I'm gonna work on clairvoyance because I worked on this other. And then so I'd practice, right? And then I'd go for like probably like a couple weeks not doing anything, and then I'd start again. So it's like I developed these skills very systematically for myself, to where they were natural. And then I also like didn't use them at a certain point, right? Going through my like late teens and like early 20s. And then my body got so injured to the point where my consciousness kicked back on, like reawakened, remembered what I was doing, and then all my skills came back and then some. And I actually had the level of consciousness to direct and steer and recognize it was all me choosing, instead of previous levels of consciousness, which had been like, oh no, there's like, you know, there are some things you just can't do and can't control, and like whatever. There's some things I don't want to control. There's some things that I just desire to be surprised by, for sure. That's why I'm a singularity in the event of all things, so that I can experience individuality, right? So I can be shown one scene at a time. So I don't need to control everything, but I can have the general intention that I receive wonderful things. And if I do want a specificity, I know I'm going to receive it. Play with it. It's really cool. One time my sister and I were getting ready, and we went, whoa, I see it now. Although before we never saw that resemblance, the other people did. For some reason that day we saw it. It's the energetic patterns and imprints. Wait, I do have a question. Have you ever manifested mastering a language? At multiple times, yes. And then I also unmanifested it, and then I like started saying I was rusty. I haven't used it in a really long time, so I'm rusty, right? Okay, but I've also manifested like, wow, it came back so fast, came back so easily. So I learned Italian when I was very young from my grandparents. That was my second language. And then I like, you know, they died. So I wasn't speaking it as much. Also, like, my grandmother spoke a dialect. She spoke Sicilian. So I learned regular Italian from my grandfather. And they would like speak to each other in their like dialects, so it was very funny. But I remember selecting when I was young that I was always really good at learning languages. And then when I learned German in high school, it was very easy. When I learned Spanish in elementary and intermediate school, it was very easy, because I have that belief. I've been learning Arabic as well. I haven't worked on it in a while in Duolingo. And I'm also kind of looking for a different language app to use. I would prefer a different language app. Arabic is beautiful. One of my friends speaks Arabic, and I'm nosy, and I want to know what his posts are talking about, because he always speaks so emphatically. So I started learning it, because I'm like, number one, I just want to know it. I want to know it, and also with my interest in the structure of letters and words, I want to like have the same consciousness, be able to apply it in that way. But also, I'm just like, I want to know what you're saying. I want to be able to understand. I have the belief that languages are incredibly easy to know, and that it kind of just comes to you in the knowing as well, because everything does. All right, my loves, I'm going to hop off. This has been amazing. Been an hour and 20. Spending beautiful time with you. Thank you for being here. Check out the replay. Thank you guys so much for commenting. Thank you for also hyping the videos. If you haven't checked out the replays from the last couple of TikTok replays I put up, check those out. And then, of course, if you're looking for books, those are in the links. Also, Self-Concept Reset, Ultimate Self-Concept Reset. If you've been doubting, wavering, not confident, not feeling magnetic, not feeling prioritized, this will change your life. It's so good. I'm so confident in it. I made it, and I'm in love with it. It's 4 audios, and it's chef's kiss, so I love that. Yes. Okay. Have a beautiful day, and I'll catch